let's talk Halo, because I want to take you back to previous Halo games and over here, and some of the greatness that was. Halo was a fun franchise for a long time. People really enjoyed it. And when you went in and you were going to customize your character or modify them a little bit, you can go in and do some really basic things. Go in and check your player here, and you can see the Spartan gender here, male or female here, which, hey, that's exactly what should be happening here.
Wow, it's just like real life.
It's amazing how that works out until it doesn't, because now in Halo, they have changed it to heavy armor and light armor here.
Ooh.
Blabs, I would love for you to read this right here, because this is a great post here by Haley over here on X.
All right, this might be the most laughable erasure of male and female in gaming. 343 Industries erased male and female in Halo Reach, Bungie's game, and swapped them for heavy armor and light armor. The best part, this change reinforces the very stereotype they claim to be avoiding, suggesting that women aren't strong enough to wear heavy armor.
It's amazing.
Isn't that ironic? Women aren't heavy enough or strong enough to wear heavy armor. I love it. So instead of gender options, the game now offers big, strong men's armor and dainty little girl armor. Oh my gosh. They took something neutral, something completely fine, and somehow made it sex. Absolute clown move from an absolute clown studio. Laugh my ass off. This was...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this was 343's... Oh my god, I gotta look over here now.
Sorry.
This was 343's priority after taking over the franchise, touching it with their dirty hands instead of focusing on meaningful improvements. This is what happens when stupid, ideologically captured developers desperately try to include the smallest fraction of their audience, while alienating the vast majority of players who actually want to identify with their characters and have their gender represented. Is it the same?
Anyway, we get the point. We get the idea. We get the idea here. So, yes, this is honestly, it's more what you'd expect when it comes to 343 and Halo, as they've really gone out of their way to.
They're really stupid.
Well, yeah.
I think it's really funny, and obviously, like, hiring community managers doesn't affect the developers. But when you hire a certain kind of community manager, you're probably hiring those certain kind of people in other areas of your company as well. Back when NMAS Entertainment went under and Bluehole Studios shuttered NMAS as a subsidiary, and Gameforge acquired the rights to North American Terra, they were already the publishers for EU, for Russia, and for C Terra at that point. One of the community managers at NMAS for Terra was a woman who was absolutely insane. It was very clear she hated the game, she hated the player base, she would call people, like, misogynistic when they called her out for being very bad at the game and, like, blaming other people for it. Like, nobody really expects community managers to be good at the game. As long as you're nice to the players, nobody's gonna give a shit that you can't play it, right? But if you're constantly being antagonistic, people will be like, yeah, you suck. And calling them misogynist in return isn't exactly going to endear them to you. No. So it was really funny to me that when NMAS got shuttered, this specific community manager announced that she would be a community manager at 343 for Halo after that. Oof. So it doesn't surprise me that someone like that got hired at Halo, and that more people at Halo were paused to the degree that now we are seeing male and female removed.
Well, this is exactly what you'd expect here. Obviously it is June here, and they did have their monthly virtue signal post here for Pride Month, right?
Of course.
This was one of those interesting things where, in this instance in particular, they decided to just lock the replies before it even.
That doesn't look like it worked out well for them.
It did not. But if you look back on their previous virtue signaling here for Pacific Islander Heritage Month and Mental Health Awareness Month, they felt it was fine for people to talk about that. Just fine. So it's amazing how this works out. And I always go back to, like, who at their company was like,
this is the change we need.
This is what we need to do. Then it goes back to the thing that Homeboy said about using games as a vehicle for change. And that in their instance, it was about, games journalism. And here it's like, well, we're going to use the games for change because we know better than everybody else. And the change is important because this is how we feel about things. But, like, this is the idea that they're going back and changing a game that already existed is also like wrong. You shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that. And like these people, they don't care. They don't care what you want because they're trying to create the modern audience, and it is our job to prevent them from doing so.
Halo Reach. I mean, this game was released I'm going to guess 2011, 12, 2010. So this game is 15 years old, and they went back and changed that because it was so damning. And like, how could you possibly even deal with this? It was going in and having the microaggression of having to choose male or female.
How dare you?
Dare you indeed. I'm curious let's see. I'm just very curious what Halo Reach is doing right now over on Steam. Okay, there's no charts on it. That's okay. All right. Well, anyways, good on you, 343 Studios, letting everybody just know
Super
exactly.
progressive.
Yes, you're the best. Congratulations. Obey YouTube. Watch this video. It's suggested for you.